Hello, beautiful soul family. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to Readings with Breanne. I'm really excited to do a tarot reading and crystal ball gaze for you guys today when it comes to a topic that has been quite requested. And this is going to be a video on med beds. So prior to coming on, I always like to spend a few moments to pull some of the tarot and just get a general feeling into the topic for today. And one thing that I do want to say is jumping out, and it's quite interesting, is on the topic of med beds. Look at what came out right smack dab in the center, the Four of Swords. We have somebody laying in an actual bed there. So it's kind of interesting to see the imagery of that. But I'm going to spend a few minutes and I'm going to see what energies are coming out of the crystal ball. And then we'll kind of probably move over to discussing a little bit of the tarot, and then we're going to dive into a bit of a tarot reading as well. So let's get into the crystal ball reading for the topic of med beds. Again, if you guys enjoy this video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If always open to hearing your guys' feedback and other tarot topics you guys want me to look into. If you guys are interested in any personal sessions, go to readingswithbreanne.com. That being said, let's dive into the tarot and see what messages are coming out. Okay, so when I'm looking into the crystal ball, I mean, I know a lot of you guys that have been following me and watching some of my videos, you've heard me talk about the holographic colors that I have been seeing in the crystal ball, and there is no lack of holographic colors right now. It's really quite interesting to see this. There's a lot of different things that are shooting out, and again, I'm going to try my best to connect the certain dots for you here. But the first thing, there's kind of like a two-part thing that I'm seeing. Now, I do feel like, yes, there is, with the tarot that I have pulled, and when I'm looking into trying to get more information about this with the crystal ball, I do see technologies that are going to be available that will help heal. Okay, they will help repair, they will help rejuvenate, they will help, I'm getting like remove toxins from the body. Now, I do have to say, this is a very, this is kind of strange because there almost feels like there's actually technology that is available now. The thing is, they may not be, I can't say that it's exactly med beds, but it's something. Look at that, we have that devil energy, and then we have the victory in the past. So I do believe there is some kind of technology out there that has been hidden, suppressed by certain elites here. I guess you can call them dark hats, I don't know, whatever you guys want to label that as, but it does feel like there is actually some kind of technology that is available. And you know what's interesting too, actually, now that I'm seeing this, have you guys not seen some of the newer like looks that celebrities have been getting? I'm sorry, but like they are looking all of a sudden like they're 20 years old, and that goes for like Christina Aguilera, Shania Twain. I seen one from Madonna. There was a recent one with also, oh, what's her name, Lindsay Lohan. Kind of interesting that that's getting intertwined. I can't say for sure that they've used some kind of technology or med beds. I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually a clone on some of them or some kind of double, because that extreme from going from A to B is like, that seems a little bit more than just going under the knife, so to say. Okay, but I didn't want to make this reading about that. That's just something that's actually coming out, because when you look at certain the energy that's coming out of the tarot with that devil and the Six of Wands in the past kind of indicates to me there actually is technologies out there, but they're being hidden. They're definitely not available to the public. Okay, now, is that going to change? What does that look like for the future? You know what, you guys, I don't have any kind of date here, but I have to say this seems like something very new that is going to be coming out. And when I say that, it's more about playing with the it's kind of like experimenting, because I do have the Page of Cups in the outcome, okay? Look at that blue fish. It's actually giving me a really big like Palladian or Syrian energy as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of these technologies are off-world, if you can say that, especially with that energy coming out. But the Page, this is something new. This is an experiment. I don't want to say experiment, but I think this unfortunately is going to be a little bit more down the road. I don't see this coming out in the next couple months or anything of that. It seems like it's more in the distant future. And I know a lot of you guys probably don't want to hear that. But again, I mean, I'm just giving you guys intuitively what I'm seeing and feeling here. I do think this will come out, but it feels like it's going to take longer, okay? And something else though I'm getting is I don't necessarily, not to say, okay, I'm kind of also getting two different things as well. One, I feel like there are going to be lots of, maybe not lots, but use your discernment, because I feel like there will be over the next few years people coming out claiming they have medbed technology, claiming this, but I'm not going to say they just use your discernment, okay? Because I feel like some of them are going to be, let's say, frauds, or they're not going to be genuine, okay? So there's something about that. I just want to bring that up. But there's also this other part where it's like, here we are, we've got some new technologies that are announced, but it's almost like people aren't believing it. Does that, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's like it's this energy of deception, okay? So let's see, I'm gonna kind of turn over. I just wanted to see a little bit or kind of explain a little bit of what's coming out in the tarot here, but definitely there is an energy with this, and not only for people. I also have the Strength card, but look at this, we have a lady and we have a lion. So this is also going to be used for animals, is what I'm seeing as well. Very big for people and animals, which is interesting. And it kind of brings up another question, which is something I'm going to look at. Again, when I was doing my live, I had somebody ask about the med beds, and the question was about or surrounding, will med beds only be able to be used by spiritually advanced people? I'm not sure. Hopefully I'm wording that question right. I'm trying to remember how it was worded in the live, and I actually got a really interesting tarot reading that came out of it. So it does feel like within that, I might look into it again, but there was an energy of, it may not benefit, this technology may not benefit just everyone, which is interesting. Okay, so I'll try to get more into that, because I know that sounds a little weird maybe. But I'm gonna move over to the crystal ball here and see what I can see, because there is something that was coming out automatically and it's really cool. So going back again, sorry, I feel like I'm a little bit all over the place, but I'm kind of excited with all the energies that are coming forward here. Now, the first thing I'm seeing, as I said, if you guys have been following me, I have been talking a lot about holographic colors, or it's like a large variety of different vibrational colors is what I'm getting. And what I see is almost looking like this, almost like a holographic 3D donut kind of. To me, it looks like it's almost a donut, but it has more dimension to it. And it is spewing colors of vibrational colors. Okay, vibrational colors are coming off this, what looks like kind of a donut, okay? And I'm seeing this going almost over the head, over the brain. Now, I feel like there's also actually going to be multiple different technologies coming out. There's not just going to be like, this is the product and that's the only product. It's like there's different products that are introduced, and kind of worked with here. So kind of interesting, but this one I'm specifically seeing this device going over the brain, and it's recalibrating and working with the, I guess, the neurons, the brains, the cells, and I also am seeing a lot here in regards to, it's almost like I see somebody like laying like a starfish on this plate, not a dinner plate, but it's like this plate, and it's almost vibrational healing. And I feel like that's actually for some reason very much available in today's day, like now. Um, but it may not be very common, and that's something that's going to eventually come out, I feel like, and is going to be very much common in lots of facilities. Okay, and what I see is like this is a vibrational, something to do with vibrational healing. But like I said, there's multitudes, there's going to be more than one little thing that's coming out. There's going to be lots of new discoveries and technologies, I feel like, when it comes to health and our healing. I am seeing what looks like a amethyst pyramid, okay? Kind of interesting. I'm not sure if this is some kind of like a specific facility or center as well, but it seems like a lot of like technologies as well, relating to that pyramid style is what I'm seeing. Whether this is a device or an actual facility, I can't see it. Just I see it as a pyramid of crystals, and it's in a form of a pyramid. But again, you guys, whoa, it feels, wow, there's so many colors, you guys. There's so many colors just spewing out vibrational. It's like this synchronistic event of colors that are healing the body is what I'm seeing. So not necessarily, I don't see this as being, I'll put a little link here. When we think of what a med bed looks like, I feel like it's not going to be that. Not to say there won't be something similar, but there are going to be little devices that I feel like can all, some of them I also see actually being small. And I looked into med beds, quite a while back. I can't even remember what came up out of there. But the one thing I did remember is seeing them not looking like we presume them to look like. So again, I want to say here also, use your discernment with people saying that they have med bed technology. That's kind of coming out again, when I'm looking into this, because it just feels like there's certain, yeah, there's just certain people trying to claim that they have this technology when I feel like it's kind of a scam. So if you ever have people trying to say, yeah, come and invest some money here, just do your research, okay? That's all I ask. Do your research. Okay, let's see here. So something interesting that I can see here as well is it looks like some really tall, slender beings are coming out as well, like extraterrestrial beings, and I feel like they could very much have a hand in helping us with this technology. And that being said, that makes me also think that this is going to be quite a bit more in our future, you guys. I mean, I don't think that this is something that's going to show up in the next year. There will be more technologies and advancements for the health, let's say for the health of us, but for this particular thing with specifically helping us with certain technologies like med beds that we're talking about, it does feel like it is going to be a bit in the future here, you guys. I really can't. I always like to try to say, yeah, within this time frame, but I don't even see that. I don't necessarily see it being very, very soon. So I guess we'll have to see how that unravels, but I feel like there is definitely an energy of, and you know who's coming to my mind right now? Mr. Elon. And that's also another video I want to do, one on Musk, because his energies have been really interesting to me personally, and I wanted to do more of a deep dive and a crystal ball dive on Elon Musk because that's another topic. But he's very much, I feel like, connected to a lot of these technologies, especially if you look at his involvement with like Neuralink and talking about brain chips and all of that sort of stuff. So that's slightly a different video, but I do see different technologies that are coming to kind of to surface here, and they will involve some level of health and healing modalities, but the actual energy of the med beds, I feel like it's going to be there's going to be help from extraterrestrials with this. It doesn't feel like it's from this planet. That's That's what I feel. Okay, interesting. All right, let's see what else can we see here. All right, interesting. So again, I'm really big emphasis on these healing beds that definitely have to do with some kind of light, rays, and vibration. That's strongly coming out, okay, you guys? But there's something else I'm seeing, and it's almost what looks like to me like a magnet. And I see it as something that we can actually consume. And this, it's not a magnet, I'm just gonna call it that. But this certain, I don't even want to say a device, it's almost, let's just call it like a pill, will attract all the toxins to it, and then we are able to disperse it. Okay, that's what I'm seeing in there. And to me, I'm just seeing it that looks like one of those magnets, and I see all the toxins being attracted to this, but I feel like this is something we actually consume. Um, so again, something a little bit different, but this is something I feel like would be very effective at getting rid of any toxicity or parasites in the body, okay? Um, because I'm seeing lots of bugs here, and I'm just linking that to kind of the parasites that are in our body, and this magnet-like device is pulling it from us. Just a little smiling bean looking at us. That's interesting. Just a huge happy face. Oh, okay. Um, all right, let's see what else there is. So I'm trying to get a bit more information about, because I made a comment about it may not be available for everyone, and I'm trying to link it also to the question I got on my live in regards to like it being available to higher vibrational people. And I feel like we need to kind of like rephrase the way that's said, because I'm not getting that like this is only for the higher ups or anything of that. It's not that. And I don't feel like this is something that's hidden. This is very much open, available. When it does come out, it's going to be like we will all know about it, right? That's what I'm seeing. But it's like there's this bit of a process in terms of who uses it. So it's almost like, I don't know if this is I'm just being shown like the DNA, like the DNA has to match or has to scan. I don't know exactly what this means. Maybe you guys can try to help me connect the dots as well, but it almost seems like some kind of just like checking a checklist almost to make sure that yes, this is good, this is something you can use. So it's not that it's being denied because of you're down here or anything of that. It's more of energetic level, the DNA of a human. Okay, I'm getting like the DNA of humans. DNA of humans. Um, You know, it's interesting when I see in the crystal ball as well with like the extraterrestrial. I mean, there are also extraterrestrials I feel like down here that we may not be aware of. They're wearing some kind of a veil, or you know, it's not something that we may see with our two eyes kind of thing, but it feels like when I've been showing the DNA in humans, this is a technology for that, or maybe as a collaboration with DNA, with these extraterrestrials and humans, but there's some kind of a checklist for them to go into these healing apparatuses or whatever they are. And I'm not getting it in terms of a, I feel like the way it's coming out is in like, oh, you know, you can't access that because of maybe money or something of that matter. No, that's not what I'm getting. It's more of having to make sure that your DNA is aligned with the system. Okay, that's I think the best way I can describe it. I apologize if it's not coming out the way I want it to. But that's kind of the energy that I'm seeing here. There's those beautiful, colorful rays again. Wow. I'm also, though, I am seeing in terms of like lots of different changes with working with the earth, herbs, like holistic medicine. I feel like that is going to be very, very common. And it's not like nowadays you go to the doctor and you get medicated. This is going to be, you know, certain prescriptions we can say that are of Mother Nature. They're holistic. They're herbs from, they're like very natural herbs that can very much help with very specific things as well. I do see these devices that when they do come out, they can, yes, they can. If we changed our diet, you guys, and we changed so many different things in our environment, we are going to live much longer, okay? And I definitely see that there's certain technologies that will come out here that will help increase the lifespan of humans. Okay, so with that being said, I think I'm going to move over to the tarot and see what else we can get out. Maybe I can try to ask a little bit more about the process of how to access these, because I'm a little bit just hesitant with the energies when I say it's like there's some kind of procedure to get into this. It's not that it's hard, it's just it has to be checked before you go in. It's kind of like precautions to see what your DNA is. Interesting. All right, so that's what I have for you guys in the crystal ball. Let's move over to the tarot and see what other messages are coming out for you guys. All right, lovely souls, let's ask again the general question. Is there spirit, is there the future of MedBed technologies coming to the collective here? Is there MedBed technologies coming to the collective? So on the back, we have the vision, okay? The vision, and then we have Alethea energy. So, like I said, I feel like this may potentially be a little bit out in the future here, but with the Alethea energy, that's saying yes, there is going to be, let's say, revelation. There is going to be truth. That is truth to the medbed, let's say, I don't know what you guys want to call it, myth, the medbed, the conspiracy, the medbed myth. I do see this as being an actual thing that will come out. I can't say that they're exactly in forms of beds, though. It feels like they're more different kind of technologies that will definitely assist in healing. What's the energy spirit of medbed technology for the collective? Can we get some more clarity on that? King of Pentacles, the Death card, Four of Pentacles, the Fool, Ace of Pentacles, the World, And the Tower. Interesting that the Tower came out there. There's that Strength card again. So I absolutely think that this technology will be used for also animals. I'm strongly getting that, especially with that. And we have the horse here with like the dogs. Um, very much so. So yes, there is a transitional period where this technology will come out here. And like we talked about before, I said there's lots of energy that I was seeing in the crystal ball to show that the medbed technology is actually coming from, it's like an off-world source. I know that sounds a little crazy, but that's what I'm getting, especially with the world. And you know what's interesting? When I was seeing there's like that donut shape. Oh, you guys, look at this. Okay, this is crazy. When I'm looking at this, this is, I mean, not exactly, but when I seen in the crystal ball, there's kind of like this donut shaped device radiating this beautiful rays of holographic color, and this was put over the head. Okay, and I find that so crazy, that this round sphere here is encompassing the beautiful holographic colors. That's very, it is similar to what I seen in the crystal ball. So that's kind of interesting there. So yes, there's visions, there's a lot of things coming forward, but it's, again, these are new ideas, okay? And I wouldn't be surprised if these new ideas, a lot of them could be even brought forth from Mr. Elon, is kind of what I'm getting as well. Not to say he's the only one, and I'm not saying I'm for or against him. I do want to do a bit of more of a dig with his energy, but it feels like there's some kind of paving the way for new technologies and advancements here. So absolutely, with that Ace of Pentacles is showing new beginnings now. I feel like it's going to really help expand our life, the length of our life here, especially with that Death card. Okay, so that's a little interesting. I'm gonna pull some more cards. Wise for, can I get some more guidance on this medbed technology? Why do we have the Tower aspecting this? Like, is this gonna cost money? Like, I don't necessarily see that, but let's see. 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, the Hermit, ooh, 3 of Cups. You know what I'm actually getting with this? It's almost like, okay, seeing this Hierophant here and this King of Swords in reverse, it's almost like there's actually technology now, again, that I was getting in the tarot reading the first time that is being hidden, that's being suppressed, that can really help a lot of people. I don't think this is necessarily a med bed, but there is certain technologies related to that now. And it's being held for, like, just there's abuse of power. The Hierophant, certain institutions are hiding this. The Vatican, oh my goodness, I wonder actually if there's going to be something coming out about the Vatican, some kind of hidden knowledge or message about that. Because look at this, we have the moon. Look at the, oh my goodness, you guys, the moon, and it's being hoarded, it's being kept secret here. 7 of Swords. Yep, absolutely. Because I feel like it can, okay, this is so crazy, you guys. You know, what do they try to do? They try to put chemicals in our food, they try to push pills, they try to do all that because look at, it's killing us, right? And there's technologies, there's simple things that can be released that can help us prolong our life, but they don't want us to live longer because there's no money in that. There's no money in us not getting sick, I guess you can say. So the 7 of Swords and the Death card there. So it's like they're strategically, these institutions are trying to poison us and get away with making us sick because that's where all the money is, right? When we're ill, having to pay for all this stuff. And this technology, that's just like a tower moment. Things are coming down, crashing and burning because they're not able to hoard this anymore. So I feel like, you know what's weird though? It feels like there is still something new that hasn't surfaced, some kind of newer, higher advancement technologies that's not quite here yet. But that being said, I still feel like there is technologies that are available now that are being suppressed here. See, it's like the Hermit. They're being hidden and hoarded by elites, institutions for the powerful. King of Swords in reverse, abuse of power. So sorry if that's a little bit confusing, but it's almost like my two-part scenario here where it's like there is technologies now that could very much help, but I also see more technologies that can help in the future here as well. This is new beginnings that we're getting from off-worlders, is what I'm feeling like. Connections with like Pleiadians or Syrians in terms of helping with the medbed technology. So kind of interesting, you guys, interesting. Okay, I'm going to ask another question here because I was getting a bit of a confusing, like I feel like I'm not explaining it or maybe understanding it correctly, because I get this image that it's not that it's not going to be available for everybody, but there's some kind of restriction behind it or a needing to check to verify before we use it. Humans, DNA. Okay, will this medbed technology, when it comes out, will it be available to everybody? Will this technology be available to everyone is my question. Wheel of Fortune. Yes. People out in the cold, absolutely. Three of Wands. Three of Cups. Yeah, there's really good energy surfacing this, but okay, Two of Swords. It's almost like, you know what's weird with this card, I'm almost getting like that. Sometimes this is at a distance, like this could be, let's say, overseas. But in this case, it's like off-worlders. Huh. It's almost like it needs, okay, I'm kind of connecting a bit of the dots here. Absolutely, this is going to be available for everybody. But there is a check, a DNA check here to make sure that you're human. I know that sounds so crazy. Does that sound crazy to you guys? Maybe in the future there's more extraterrestrials living amongst us, okay? And that's going to be something very known. So I feel like since I'm seeing like DNA, I can just relate that in my mind to being humans. For humans, this will be available. That's kind of what I'm getting. But look at this. People that are out in the cold, absolutely, it's going to help heal them. Really, really beautiful. But it's kind of interesting. There's still this energy of Seven of Cups. I was seeing this. It's almost like this. I'm wondering if when it comes out, because Seven of Cups is almost like yes, lots of opportunities, but sometimes it's a confusion. Like, is this real? I don't know. Are you actually going to go, put a device over your head or lay on this vibrational plate and come out healed? Yeah, you are. Absolutely. But it sounds a little crazy. So there's kind of some people, you got that blindfold on. And once results are seen, then it's almost like, okay, we have a good energy here, but Seven of Cups is very much confusion. So again, use your discernment. I'm going to actually ask here. It feels like this is going to be open to everybody, so I don't necessarily get that it's a money thing, but let me ask anyway, just to see if I can confirm that, because we did get that Ace of Pentacles last time, which kind of raised some eyebrows. Like, is this going to be a service that's offered, but it's going to be really expensive maybe? Will these med beds cost a significant amount of money? What's the momentum moving forward with the accessibility of these med beds? Will they be very expensive? Nine of Swords, Six of Cups, 10 of Cups, 5 of Cups, 8 of Wands, Judgment, and the Ace of Cups. Very lovely. No, I don't get that they're gonna cost an arm and a leg here. It feels like not only will this technology heal significantly fast, it's like the rate of going in for one of these sessions is it's gonna really speed up the recovery process that from people that are really suffering and out in the cold, that are doing very ill, that have tons of toxicities in their body. And it very much seems like, look at this Ace of Cups. It's an energy of like overflowing emotional gift here. Really beautiful energy. You guys, sharing is caring. Six of Cups, okay? This is the sharing of gifts. This is charity here. So absolutely, I do not see this as being, look at this. This is like a jackpot for the collective here. Very good energy. And I feel like it's gonna do us, it's gonna be really exciting when this is something that is presented. Really good. I'm super excited about this. So no, I don't see it costing an arm and a leg. I guess when we look at the fact of that Ace of Pentacles that was coming out, it's really indicating new beginnings, okay? New beginnings, and also the energy of something stable, something secure. This is abundance coming back to the people. So it's like almost Six of Cups. It's a sharing. It's a sharing of from potentially off-worlders maybe here, because we also have this state of the collective awakening as well. So with that Judgment, I feel like there's a sense of renewal and us being more connected with our star family here, because I can't stop seeing those extraterrestrials in the crystal ball when I was looking into this. So kind of interesting. All right, you guys. You guys, sharing is caring. Six of Cups, okay? This is the sharing of gifts. First of all, thank you guys for joining me today, but I wanted to try to end this on a little bit of a note to try to just spark something and maybe even empower you guys a little bit more, because yes, how nice would it be to have a med bed that we can jump into and completely heal ourselves in a matter of, you know, let's say even minutes. I see this technology as not being a myth. I see this as being something that will very much be in our future. But that being said, I do see it quite a bit into our future. It feels like there's still that big gap and a big jump we need to get to that area, that level, okay? But in the meantime, you guys, there's so many of us that want to look externally, like what pill can I take? What can I do on the outer world to help me heal the inner world? And we can very much help heal and recover our bodies, okay? And this is done from within. So very much looking at techniques such as breath work. Yes, there is also lots of amazing herbalistic, let's say herbalistic medicine out there as well that can assist with cleansing and detoxing. But a lot of our traumas and triggers, I feel like over years, just build up and build up and build up, right? And if we're not working on that internally and surrendering to that, then they're going to most likely manifest in physical symptoms, illnesses, disease, whatever it may be, okay? So I just want to say that you guys do have the power. Don't feel like you guys always have to need to look outward or you need a med bed, because this is something you can consciously work on in your day-to-day life, okay? So just know that, again, if you guys don't know where to start, I'm sure many of you guys are familiar with Brad and Wisdom Transmissions, but he has tons of free videos like Trauma Transcendence Technique and the Release Ball Method that help heal. They help release traumas. And when you release that, those triggers, you're healing yourself, okay? And I have been able to do this myself personally, and it's been quite an incredible, amazing thing. So I just wanted to kind of share that to kind of end this on a good note, but I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. I'm always sending you guys lots of love and light on your journey. Any questions, comments, I'm always open to hearing your guys' feedback and your guys' perspectives as well. And until next time, my friends, bye for now.